Okay, today we are going to be going from the Vietnamese memorial at the top of Forest Lawn, and we're going to go from there back to Kensington through the bike pathway on the Bow Valley. Uh, Excellent little route here. And right beside you is the transit route from Forest Lawn over to, Inglewood. Path is nice and smooth. It is very sunny and it is quite noisy along this path because you're passing over Deerfoot, but you get a nice view of the city skyline off to the right, right there, kind of right center. I have sped up this video a little bit just to save some time. So I set it at 1.5 speed, and just so you can get through it fairly quickly. This is a good route. It's not overly busy, at least on this section. Right here, you are sharing walking and bike paths, so be careful, watch out for pedestrians. We're going downhill from here, so this is a fairly fast piece of road here. A little effort to get through that, that's for sure. Like I said, you can see the city right there in front of you. Now off to our left here is the, I think it's the Inglewood golf course. Not very busy golf course. And the Bow River right here, crossing the Bow River. It's fairly scenic through here because, like I said, you have a very good view of the city skyline. So we're coming up to a hard left turn to go down under the bridge. In front of you is the pump park, and that's very new and is quite busy. So you're crossing in a busy path here. If you go to the right, you can go all the way down to Fish Creek, I believe. We may explore that on another day. Under the bridge, up the hill. Not a big hill or anything like that. We're coming into a very curvy section, treed section, so stay in control, don't go too fast. Some people travel along here way too fast and they're out of control, so just to avoid a collision. And some of the corners are blind, so you really don't know what's behind you. You never know if somebody's going to stop in front of you, so keep your eyes open and pay attention, watch carefully. Nice and shady. This is just an excellent little trip. You're in the shade. It's not overly busy. Off to the right is access to the river, the rapid bypass. Off to the left is a bird sanctuary. So it's very quiet, and you get a lot of people walking along here that are traveling the bike sanctuary or the bird sanctuary. So just watch out for them. They're not really maybe paying attention. You need to be paying attention because this is really important. You don't want to run into somebody with a bike. Not only will you get hurt, but somebody else may get hurt as well. Porta potties to the right there. Appears like I'm racing through here, but I'm not. I've sped up the video just for brevity. And we're catching up to a road racer. I don't know where he came from because he wasn't in front of me. But I have an e-bike, so it's a little easier. If you like these kind of videos, please hit the like and subscribe and notifications. And I plan on doing as many of these as I can this summer, just so people have an idea what the paths look like and how to get on them. Railroad bridge in front of you. Very curvy through here. Pedestrians. And a sharp turn here to the left, and then a sharp turn to the right. Feels like you're racing because of the speed here. Still shady, really, really nice and shady and stuff. And along this path all the way around is benches, so you can sit down if you need to take a break or rest. There's some picnic tables coming up on the right-hand side. Some are in full sun and some are not. Some are quite shady. My wife and I, we stop here fairly regularly just to have a drink on our coffee, that kind of thing. So I go out on the road on this one because I'm on the bike, and that this piece of sidewalk can be quite busy. Uh, the day that I traveled, there was nothing going on. And we're going to take a right-hand turn and cutting off the bike path itself. Off to the left is there's a playground, so I try to avoid that a little bit. This time we're going to go down the back alley. I wouldn't recommend it. It's a little rough and it was pretty muddy the day we went, but we just thought we'd try it out. You can see where we're joining up to the path right there on the left where the lady's walking. You got to get up there because there's the fence in the way. And traffic along this road. I haven't seen a whole bunch, but be careful. There is vehicle traffic coming through. Nice little open park here. Lots of shade, that kind of thing. And it's still curvy. It's a little bit more open through here. And so down a hill and around the corner, you can see some benches on the left for sitting if you wish. There's a table to have your lunch. And the one we normally stop at is right on the right here, just past the trees. Okay, so there's a little congestion here because people coming from the zoo going around and cutting in, that kind of thing. So watch out for that. I feel that it's very important as bikers that we show courtesy and don't be dangerous, don't overtake dangerously or anything like that. It's just it gives bicyclers a bad name. So you can sit and look at the river. You can get down to the river here. This is my favorite part just because it's nice and shady and nice and open. Um, we had rain yesterday, so it's a little wet here. Coming up on some pedestrians and pedestrians coming the other way, and a biker that, in my opinion, passed fairly unsafely. But that's okay. And we're going to pass them after the guy in the blue, and off we go. So there's a hard left here, and then we'll be making a hard right onto the bridge. Share it all the way, so be careful. I think we're crossing the Elbow River there. The pedestrians, give them the right of way. And I'm going to swing out and go around the traffic circle just to get past them. This path along here is very smooth, nicely done. It's probably been paved in the last few years. Separated now, so you got pedestrians on one side, bikers on the other. That makes it a little bit easier, but it doesn't mean necessarily that you are home free. There's a biker on the wrong path. Coming up to the area where they're still doing a lot of construction and landscaping work, and the bike paths and the pedestrian paths are not really easily marked in some areas. But you can see the city on the left. We're coming up on another bridge. I think that's the bridge over to the zoo. So in this area, very, very nice and wide, but they haven't really marked what the bike path is, and hopefully when they complete everything that they'll have it marked out well so that everybody knows where they're going. It is a little confusing. We've been down there a few times. The day that we went, they were doing a fair bit of construction. On the left is a bike rental place. I think there's a restaurant in there as well. So I would advise you not to go on this route on weekdays between 11 and 1. because all the business people decide to come out and take a stroll in the fresh air, and it gets pretty congested. They're walking 8 abreast and they're not paying attention. So, and we're kind of on the detour here. So under the bridge appears very low, but you got lots of clearance. They're advising you to go slow. I believe slow means 20 Ks and under. There's a couple business people heading off for a little stroll and conversation. Nicely done. When they finish with this is going to be just a really premium area. You know, lots of places to sit and views of the river, and there's actually balconies out over the river, so you can sit there and get the coolness from the river. And we're seeing like I said, they're doing a lot of landscape work right now. Hopefully, they'll be finished sometime soon. I may have to come back through here and show you this part of the route because it's right now you don't know what is what. So, and ahead of us is the vulnerable people. The guy in the red shorts figured he wanted my bike, and I told him no, and my wife told him no. They can be a little bit of a detriment. Hopefully, that'll clear up soon. And a lady telling me that I was too widening too wide there. That's okay. Uh, and the runner, he wasn't really paying attention. Don't want to slow down now, and you wouldn't want to do that. So the normal path is up on the right where the fencing is, but because they're doing a whole bunch of work in there, they've detoured everybody. Under the bridge, we are sharing the pathway, so be careful. There's a family biking down here. That's good to see. And I think I missed the bike path on this section, but we've got an open path here, so this is good. Be careful of people and or bikers entering and exiting across the path like these ladies here. I gave them the right of way, let them walk. I think they're business people going for a little stroll. And then we're back on the dedicated bike path here. Nice and smooth. It's well paved. It's smooth. And you can see the cement trucks there where they're finishing off the bike path. Hopefully it'll be done fairly quickly. And somebody on the phone, and he almost walked out in front of me. So you can sit out close to the riverbank here. And we're coming up just past the orange fence. We cut over to the left back onto the bike path. And then once again, we're segregated, bikers on one side, walkers on the other. This is a good little area, nice and shady. Lots of traffic though, so be careful. Just be warned, I have sped this up for brevity. And here we have a pedestrian zombie, hasn't looked up. I rang the bell. She wasn't having anything to do with it, so I just slowed down and let her pass. And we're coming up to an area where there's a couple food trucks. People have a tendency to gather there quite a bit. And today it does look congested. You'll see a group of kids to the right, and they turned the sprinklers that day. So the sprinklers came across our path. So uh, a little bit of hijinks, and just be careful of the people crossing. And I get a little bit of a shower here because somebody turned the water the wrong way. To the right is lots of areas where you can sit in the shade and that kind of thing. You know, you can have a break if you want. Wiping off the lens. And I stopped and talked to these city workers and just told them about the sprinklers out of way, and they said they were going to get a supervisor to fix that up. Thank you very much. There's a lot of nice old growth in here. Pretty place, a nice place to take photos. Pretty place to sit. This time of year, there's lots of geese with their babies all along the path, so watch out for them as well. If you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe, notifications. I hope to be doing quite a few of these. Try to give everybody an idea what the pathways look like. This is the Bow River Pathway, and it's very, very well maintained all the way throughout. There's a few bumpy spots, but that happens with wear and tear. Gaggle of boys, we'll pass them. I did ring my bell just so they know not to jump out into the left lane. Bow River on the right, access there. Like I said, hit the like and subscribe and notifications, please. It would really help. So into the wide open pretty much here. It is still curvy, so keep an eye on it. Don't cut corners or anything like that. You get in trouble. So we're going to cross under the Crow Child Bridge. And we're going to go to, oh no, this is 14th Street Bridge, sorry. A little rough in here, it's a little bit older. Benches along the way to sit down. Most of them are shaded. I think that's 9th Avenue on the left here, and Bow River on the right. See fishermen going in there and fishing down this side here. A little curvy here. Couple joggers here, joggers, walkers. And back into shade. And there is benches to sit along here. And geese. On the way out, I almost ran into one. There's a bench there, a couple benches. So there's some pretty deep shade along here, so if you need to cool off, it's a good spot to stop. Hard left and then a hard right, and there's a little park kind of straight ahead of us right now. Not sure of the name of it. There's some memorials in there. Might explore those later on. The path is a little rough through here. It's one of the older sections, so it's a little bit bouncy. We're going to cross under the Crowchild Bridge and go to the right. Straight ahead at the bridge, if you go that way, you'll end up in Edworthy Park. It's worth the trip. That section of the pathway is pretty rough, though, so just be aware of that. And give right away where necessary. It's single file across here. So, and we're going to go to the right, and there's a bridge that crosses over the Memorial Bridge, or Memorial. Just a different way to go home. Pretty sharp corner here, so. We're mixed here. It's pedestrians and bikers. Access to the river to the right, to a certain extent. Ahead of us, we can see the bridge that crosses Memorial. Um, I had to gear down, and just so I got enough oomph to get up over the bridge. This is a nicely done bridge, though. It's got access to both sides, on this side at least, and it's nice and wide, and there's no real sharp corner, so you maintain your speed a little bit so you don't get bogged down. Memorial is right there. Now we're going to do a little jog onto um, the new path. They just put that path in a couple of years ago, so it's in super shape. It's a nice little traipse through the bushes. And just before we cut off the video, you would just go straight ahead and you would be at the intersection of Crowchild and Kensington. There's lights to get across both streets, and then you can carry on whatever way you want to go from there. Have a great day. Thank you for watching this video.